Welcome to Hidden Hamlet Tales, the podcast that drags long-buried secrets into the light, where cold cases crack open like rusted barrels, spilling horrors we can't unsee. I'm your host, Elias Crow, and tonight we're diving into a nightmare that spanned decades, states, and shattered lives. A man who wasn't just a killer, but a ghost in human skin. They called him the Chameleon Killer. His real name? Terry Peter Rasmussen. But names meant nothing to him. He wore them like stolen coats. Bob Evans, Curtis Kimball, Gordon Jensen, Larry Vanner. Under each one, he built families, whispered lies, and then erased them. This is the story of the Bear Brook murders. 4 bodies in oil drums, dumped in a New Hampshire forest like yesterday's trash. A trail of missing women, abandoned children, and a web of deceit that stretched from California's sun-baked suburbs to the foggy woods of the Northeast. For 40 years, it haunted investigators, true crime obsessives, and families desperate for answers. And just last month, September 2025, the final piece fell into place. A little girl's name whispered after decades of silence. Rea Rasmussen, his own daughter. Buckle up, listeners. This one's pure nightmare fuel. We'll walk you through the timeline, the breakthroughs, the gut-wrenching family testimonies. By the end, you'll wonder, how many more shadows did this chameleon leave behind? If you're faint of heart, pause now. But if you're like me, drawn to the dark, pour that drink, dim the lights, and let's begin. Episode 1. The Boy from Denver. Seeds of a Monster. Let's start at the beginning, because monsters aren't born in barrels. They're forged in quiet, broken homes. Terry Peter Rasmussen entered the world on December 23, 1943, in Denver, Colorado. A winter baby, swaddled in the chill of post-war America. His family moved to Phoenix, Arizona, soon after, chasing the desert sun. Young Terry attended Whittier Elementary from 1954 to 1958, then North High School. But sophomore year, 1960, he dropped out. 16 years old, restless, already slipping through cracks. By April 1961, he enlisted in the U.S. Navy. Trained as an electrician, he bounced between bases on the West Coast and Okinawa, Japan. Honorable discharge in 1967. On paper, unremarkable. But whispers from his later life paint a different picture. His first wife, married in Hawaii in 1968, recalled a man quick to rage. They settled in Phoenix, then Redwood City, California. 4 kids followed, 3 sons and a daughter, born between 1969 and 1972. Andrea Steers, the eldest daughter, would later tell investigators he was the monster under the bed. We'd hear the fights, plates shattering, my mother's sobs. The abuse escalated. By 1973, Terry was arrested in Phoenix under his real name for drunk driving and child endangerment. Mugshot. A square-jawed man in his late 20s. Eyes flat as Arizona asphalt. His wife fled with the kids around 1973-74. Last family sighting, Christmas 1974, in Payson, Arizona. Terry shows up unannounced, a mystery woman on his arm. He mumbles about living in Ingleside, Texas. Oil rigs, quick cash, then vanishes. Divorce finalized September 28, 1978. To his blood family, he was gone. But to the world, he was just warming up his disguises. Imagine it, folks. A man in his 30s, skilled with wires and lies, drifting like smoke. No roots, no remorse. By 1975, he's in Texas, working odd jobs at Brown & Root. Quits fast, asks an old Arizona pal for money. Out on the rigs, he says. Lies. He's honing his craft, the art of becoming someone else. And soon, those someones would pay the price. Episode 2. California Ghosts. The first vanishings fast forward to the late 1970s. California's sprawl, endless highways, motels with flickering neon, families fracturing under economic strain. Enter Terry Rasmussen, alias hopping like a shadow. First alias? We don't know for sure, but by 1975 to 76, he's tangled with a woman named Pepper Reed. Born 1952 in Texas, Pepper was a free spirit. Last seen by her family at Christmas 1975. Pregnant. The father, Terry. Their daughter, Rea, born 1976 in Orange County, California. A birth certificate would later confirm it. Rea Ann Rasmussen. Parents Terry Peter and Pepper Reed. Pepper's family in Texas. She called from California, excited about the baby. Then, nothing. Poof. Gone by late 77. Investigators now believe Pepper was Rasmussen's first victim. Strangled, beaten, buried where? Her brother's DNA would match traces in 2025, but her body's still out there. Somewhere. And little Rea, towed along like luggage, 2 years old, brown hair, gap-toothed smile, oblivious to the storm cloud daddy. Cut to November 1978. La Puente, California, a working-class suburb east of L.A. Marlise Elizabeth Honeychurch, 24, pulls up to her mother's house for Thanksgiving. She's the second of 5 kids from a Connecticut family, tough as nails but soft-hearted. Married twice by 24. First to Richard Vaughn, father of her daughter Marie, born 1971. Divorced by 74. Second marriage to Randy Ellison, a Marine, gave her Sarah Lynn McWaters in 1977 during his Hawaiian posting. Marlise fought for custody, won it back by October 78. Spirited, wavy-haired with a laugh that lit rooms. But Thanksgiving sours. Argument with mom, money, men, the usual. Marlise storms out, daughters in tow. 7-year-old Marie, all crooked teeth and earrings fighting a cough from pneumonia. 1-year-old Sarah, blonde wisps and baby giggles. And who's waiting in the car? Terry Rasmussen, new boyfriend, charming handyman type. We'll be fine, Marlise tells her mom. They drive off. Last sighting, November 1978. Rasmussen bundles them into his nomadic life. By early 1979, he's Bob Evans, electrician at Wambeck Mills in Manchester, New Hampshire. The Honeychurch girls, erased. No missing persons report. Family thought Marlise bolted for a fresh start, but isotope analysis later shows the victims lived in the Northeast just weeks before death. Blunt force trauma, dismembered to fit, stuffed in 55-gallon drums like industrial waste. Rea? She's there too, somehow. 2 to 4 years old when killed. Rasmussen's own flesh and blood. Why? How? We'll circle back. For now, picture Manchester, 1979. Bob Evans, salt of the earth guy. Rents a trailer, works steady, but the chameleon's shedding skin again. November 10th, 1985. Bear Brook State Park, Allenstown, New Hampshire. 30 acres of pine and birch, trails winding like veins. 2 brothers, hunters, locals, stumble off path near an old burned-out general store. One kicks a rusted 55-gallon drum, tipped on its side. Curiosity. They pry it open. Inside, hyper-oxygenated remains. A woman, mid-20s, wrapped in blue trash bags, 5 inches of soil padding. Beside her, a girl, 8 to 10 they guess, same bags, same soil. Autopsies. Blunt force to the skulls. Homicide, no IDs. The woman, 5'5", 130 pounds, reddish-brown hair. The girl, wavy, light brown, 2 earrings per ear, gap-toothed, no fillings, pneumonia scars on lungs. They bury them together in Allenstown Cemetery. Headstone, donated. Here lies the mortal remains known only to God of a woman aged 23 to 33. The case stalls, leads, hundreds, matches, 0, publicized across U.S. and Canada. 10 ruled out identities. By 2000, it's ice cold. May 9th, 2000, same woods. Cold case detective Peter Headley returns. Gut feeling, scans the site, spots another drum, half buried, missed in 85. Inside, 2 more girls, younger, 2 to 4 and 1 to 3. Blonde wisps on the toddler, brown hair on the other, overbite, anemia traces. All plastic wrapped, soil cushioned. blunt trauma again. Now, 4 victims. The Allenstown 4, mitochondrial DNA 2014, the woman and 2 older girls, mother-daughters, the youngest, unrelated, paternal match later, Terry Rasmussen. But who is Bob Evans, the man renting near the park in 7980? Charming, vanishes 1981. Leaves a family behind? No, just ghosts. Episode 4. The web widens. More victims, more lies. While Bear Brook gathers dust, Rasmussen's rampage rolls on. 1981. Manchester, Denise Baudin, 23, single mom, introduces boyfriend Bob Evans at a family Easter. Charismatic, handy. They vanish June 1981. Denise, her 4-month-old Dawn, and Bob. No note. Family assumes she skipped town, bad with money. But Dawn, raised by Bob as Lisa, drifts west, 1985, arrested as Curtis Kimball, Cypress, CA. DUI, child endangerment, little Lisa in the car, skips court, alias Shift, Gordon Jensen, 1986, Scotts Valley RV Park, abandons Lisa, Dawn, with a note, "She's not my kid, good luck." Dawn, Zevin, bounced through foster care. Grows up, changes name. In 2019, DNA reveals Denise's daughter, and Bob, her killer. 1988, caught as Jerry Mockerman, stolen car. Fingerprints linked to Kimball. 3 years for abandonment. Paroled 1990, bolts, late 90s. Larry Vanner meets Yoon-Soon Jun, chemist, Richmond, CA. Charms her family. They marry 2001. June 2002. Yoon-Soon vanishes. Larry questioned. Prince, Kimball. Searches home. Dismembered torso under kitty litter. Strangled. Convicted 2003. 15 to life. Dies December 28, 2010. Lung cancer. Age 67. Never confesses. But the web, genetic genealogy, cracks it. Pioneered here, Barbara Ray Venter, 2015 to 17. Why DNA from Rasmussen's son matches Bob Evans. 2017, authorities name him. Links Bowden, June, Bear Brook. 2019, bombshell, 3 IDs. Rebecca Heath, library clerk obsessed with the case, spots an ancestry post from Sarah's half-brother. Boom, Marlee's Honeychurch, Marie Vaughn, Sarah McWaters. Funerals, Allenstown for Marleese and Marie, Connecticut for Sarah. Honeychurch family. We buried her twice, once in our hearts, now in ground. But the hole, still there. The middle child? Jane Doe? Half-sister? No. Full sister to the killer. Episode 5. The Breakthrough. Rea's name, Pepper's Shadow Enter, 2024. New Hampshire Cold Case Unit teams with DNA Doe Project. Isotopes, middle child from Midwest, Northeast, Wisconsin, Arizona, Texas. 2020. Recon, Caucasian with traces. Updated 2024, full European. Leads point to Pepper Reed. Brothers DNA, match. Birth cert, Rea, 1976. Extensive testing. Bode Technology, NC-MEC funding. September 7th, 2025. Presser. Rea was just a child when murdered, says Senior Assistant AG Chris Knowles. Today, we return her name. Rea Ann Rasmussen. 2 to 4. Killed 1978-80. Why? Andrea Steers. I think I met her as a baby. Half Asian? No, blonde like me. Dad brought her once. Quiet. He said her mom left. Lies. Pepper, presumed 5th victim. Last seen late 70s. Texas family. Pregnant at Christmas 75. Called from Cali. Then silence. Implications? Rasmussen killed his own. Intimate. As criminologist Jack Levine said, unlike most serials, he targeted family. Strangers, too risky. Loved ones, disposable. Justice, none. He died free of these sins. But closure, for Rea's uncles, aunts, bittersweet. Closing, echoes unresolved. We've walked the timeline. Denver dropout to Navy vet to family man turned phantom. California vanishings, New Hampshire barrels, California conviction. And now, 2025, Rea named, Pepper hunted. But questions linger. How many more? 2 grass mushroom deaths he mentioned in jail. Half-siblings? A seventh barrel? The chameleon's colors faded, but his shadows eternal. Thanks to NHAG's office, NHPR's Bear Brook podcast, ground zero for this saga. Rebecca Heath, Barbara Ray Venter, Heroes in the Hunt. If this gripped you, rate, review, subscribe. Got a tip on Pepper? Call NH Cold Case 603-271-2663. Next EP, The Golden State Echoes, Genetic Genealogy's Dark Twin. I'm Elias Crow. Stay vigilant. The chameleons are still out there.